Not So PG. I'm Brooke. My pronouns are she and her.
I'm Matty Mills. My pronouns are he and him. And before we get started, we'd like to acknowledge the custodians of the land on which we record. For me, that's the Gadigal People of the Eora Nation.
And for me, that's Eora People of the Pauline Nation. Let's go.
Ooh, it's NAIDOC week.
NAIDOC week. You know how white people say NAIDOC?
Yeah, it's NAIDOC. It's NAIDOC week, you mob.
They kill me. Happy NAIDOC, everyone, except for Pauline Hanson. She can suck my left nipple.
Oh. Oh my God, that is hilarious. But yes, NAIDOC week. It is that. You know what? It's a bit weird this year. I have to say, I don't feel like how I felt in the past about NAIDOC week. And
I know.
It's
Why
odd.
is that?
I think because I've said no to 99% of offerings and jobs this week.
Oh my God, I was literally about to say the same thing. I feel like this usually is my busiest week, but I just know like people just, signing, basically getting you on to tick a little box.
Yeah.
To say I incorporated an Aboriginal person into my reconciliation action plan.
Yes.
And I will pay them very minimal.
Yeah.
And, and then never speak to them ever again. So I was like, you know what? No.
I 100% agree with you there. It's like this time of the year is such a tokenistic time for us. But I was getting these requests coming through to my manager, and she got to the point where she was like sending me, instead of asking me the question of like, do you want to do this? It was like, no, question mark. And I was like, yeah. I was like, you got the message. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We love her.
She's like, no. I'm like, yes. No. Yes. It was so good. But I'm really happy because I'm the same. Normally this week I spend a lot of time like running around trying to be a part of everything, and I've just said no, and I feel really good about it because it is boundaries, and I feel like people can't have access to me when they want access to me. It's about being, authentic with their representation if you're going to have that as a part of your organisation, and a lot of these mob, they don't. So it's a big 100%. Fat no. But
for me, it's NAIDOC week bloody every 52 weeks of the year. So give me a job in January, not July.
Yes.
I get it, yeah. But happy NAIDOC week. It is obviously a big week of celebration for our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people.
Yeah.
It's this week, this year, this theme is for our elders, which is really special because obviously we pay tribute to all our ancestors that came before us so that we could actually do what we do today and live our wildest dreams. So it is pretty special that we get to celebrate our elders this year, but all round, obviously.
Yes. Every year, obviously, the theme gets announced, and it's an exciting time for the community because it shows sort of where the energy of the week is going to go. And I'm so glad that our elders are being celebrated because we stand on the shoulders of them. They're our giants, and they've gone through so much within their own lives to be able to make way for us and create the paths that we get to walk. So a big shout out to all our elders out there, big love to you, mob. So much respect.
I love that. I mean, I feel like we're always celebrating. We literally just ended Pride Month.
Yes.
And now we're into NAIDOC. It's like,
I know.
How am I meant to get healthy?
Oh my God, you're reading my mind, girl. I don't want to be gay or black anymore.
I know, literally. I want to be a hermit crab. Let me be my hermit crab.
Oh my God, I had hermit crabs when I was little. They did die.
God, I had slaters.
What are slaters?
Those little things that curl up in a little ball.
Ugh. Like them little dinosaur things? Like with the shell?
No. They're like little bugs, and they look like
they're grey, aren't they?
Echidna, little like curled up little, not echidnas because they don't have spikes, but they're like
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You had them as pets.
Well, I used to collect them.
Oh, cute.
I know, it's cute. Anyways, and then I used to eat them.
Oh. Go on, sis. See, getting blacker by the minute. She's black, she's 10 shades darker, and she's eating little critters.
Well, I'm living off the land, obviously.
Yeah. But yeah, Pride Month's obviously over. NAIDOC Week is just getting started. Are you going to behave yourself, or are you going to go out and, send it for NAIDOC Week?
I have been so behaving myself. I'm literally in my relationship era. I've literally been making ramen at home. Like that is like
deadly.
Living out my dreams of just chilling out, not, it's pretty cold in Melbourne, so there's not really a lot to do. And the thought of going out or like the thought of making an effort is just, it's like too much. It's too much. The only time that I'm making an effort is either the NAIDOC ball or the Barbie premiere.
Yes. 100%. Well, I had a very chill weekend this weekend, very wholesome weekend. I just obviously like did a thing on Saturday for work. I worked all Saturday, but then on Sunday went for a beautiful hike with my friend and his friend, and then went my friend in quotation marks, my friend. We went for a beautiful hike, and then we went to the Scarborough Hotel and had a really nice lunch on the cliff edge. It's such a beautiful spot. If you ever come to Sydney and we get like a whole day where we can just like drive out into the south coast, we should go to Scarborough Hotel. It's stunning. You sit right on the edge of a cliff and you have lunch, and it's beautiful in winter as well because the sun is so nice. Yeah. And so all the whales, there was so many whales. There was like, I would say like hundreds of whales going by. Like it was amazing.
It sounds like we've both had very wholesome weekends, but also we've got out on country, which is always obviously something that we take a lot of pride in, and, you know, sort of it takes me back to, like, I didn't realise as a child how much I loved being outdoors.
Yeah.
And I think now as an adult, and you sort of now, you know, start to realise what you like and what you hate, what you don't like, etc. But I think being out in nature and being out in country, I don't know what it is. It just hits different. I feel like my nana... Definitely. Obviously, the theme of NAIDOC is for our elders. And I always kind of pay tribute back to my nan, who kind of ingrained in us that there is a lot more out on country than we really can imagine. You know what I mean? Like, we get so much from it.
Yes.
Like, I was in Cairns and I went out for like a beautiful bush walk into one of the oldest living rainforests, right?
Yeah.
In the world. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like, I just think, like, the fresh air, because, I don't know, it just does something for your soul, your body, like, your spirituality. I feel like the amount, you know, when you're in the city, like, I'm just literally looking out the window in Melbourne and I'm seeing, like, fumes coming out of buildings, and it just kind of grosses me out. And then I'm like, oh my God, I need to get out into the bush. Like, and I think that for me, that's this whole theme of NAIDOC, right? Just to go back to that for our elders, is not also like acknowledging our elders, but also the knowledge that they've taught us and the things that they've passed down to us. Like, I feel so lucky that I appreciate country the way that I do. Like,
yes.
No one, it like hits different. Like, no, I don't think, and there's white people, they don't even know what it's like to have culture.
Taylor Swift, babe. Taylor Swift.
No, yes. No, sorry, Swifties. But, like, go on, get out on the land.
It is,
like, fuck.
Yeah. It is such an incredible feeling to be able to feel so connected to your culture. Hey, like, I know that I say this. I'm like, when I wake up in the morning, the thing that I'm most proud of is being an Aboriginal person. And there's something that is so ingrained within my, like, blood and bones that is just pride for being a black fella that I wish that, you know, other people could feel that. And I'm sure they feel it in different ways, but they don't have the same connection to this land as we do. But I felt that, you know, the funny thing is whenever I go out on country, I always see my totem. This weekend I did. This weekend I didn't though, right? But I like majority of the time when I'm on country, if I'm going for a walk, I will start thinking about my totem before I get there. And then I get there and there's this big goanna walking across the path. I'm like, hey, I knew you were going to be here. Hi.
Hello.
Thanks for meeting me. Nice to see you.
That's the same.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the same with the turtle, the barongaro. Like, I had seen so many turtles. I swam with turtles. It was insane. But, like, I manifest, you know, seeing the animal that I was beautifully gifted by my grandmother. Yeah. Like, how exciting.
Do you remember when we were in Byron and we saw that? Like, we were literally on the edge of the most eastern point of Australia, and we're looking out, and you were like, oh, you know, we're talking about your totem, and then it just popped up in front of us. I was like, what? Like, that's so beautiful.
The same thing happened when I was doing the heli trip on this Cairns trip. Was the guy was just talking, and he said, oh, look, he kind of insinuated that a lot of people don't see a lot when they're in the heli, like animals like sharks, turtles, etc.
Yep.
Within the space of like 20 seconds, I had seen a manta ray and like 3 turtles.
Wow.
Like I was like, bro, I'm a good spotter, one,
Yes.
but I'm also like, that's the connection. Like
Yep.
you kind of just look and then it's there and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
see, and it's just crazy. And he was like, wow, you're on a roll. And I was like, you know,
You're like,
whatever.
I'm looking at myself down there in the water.
But yeah, it's so nice. I love NAIDOC week, but I also we just love our culture and our family and our community. So we're really lucky, I feel like. But this is not a time, people, to just be selective with jobs and work at this point in time. Like it's a all year round thing. Like we're moving and we're seeing, huge shifts every year, especially this year with the referendum, etc. But I just feel like it's a different vibe this year. As much as I love the fact that, this theme is for our elders and we pay tribute, it just feels very different.
I agree. And it's interesting because our culture and our community has been in the media so much in terms of the voice that maybe the comparison to the previous years is that there is, such a contrast in the conversation in previous years where it's like silence. It's basically goes January 26, silence, gets to like May, Reconciliation Week, silence, then it's like NAIDOC Week, and then it's silence until like the end of the year where the Corey knockout is. So it's like, for me, I'm like, okay, there hasn't been the silence. There's been conversations around the voice. Maybe it feels like it's sort of just on parallel with the commotion that's already been happening. And
the momentum,
but
maybe.
Also, I'm so glad that I've said no to a lot of stuff. Like, we even said no to being a part of the NAIDOC ball, because I think that, one, it's like you also, for me, it's about understanding like this year's theme in itself for our elders, right? Mm-hmm. For me, I'm not an elder. Like, I want to make sure that I'm not stepping into the spotlight when I'm not needed. And this year's theme, it's like, I really believe that the people who are on Showcase, the people who are hosting things, the people who are, I suppose, in the spotlight this week should be our elders. And I'm not an elder yet. But when I turn 30, you'll be calling me uncle. No, I don't.
We always call you Uncle Matty.
Yeah.
Nobody calls you Uncle Matty.
My friends,
He can't talk.
my friends, Radaboy, her nephews, they call me Munkle. Matty Uncle.
That's good.
Munkle. But yeah, so for me, that was one of the reasons. But secondly, I just think World Pride Month sort of took it out of me a bit. And I'm ready to just chill. I have the Logie Awards coming up at the end of the month, and I'm like, I really want to not have the commotion of the party, social world, social life until the Logies, which is in 30 days, and that's going to be a massive night. And I just recently got my invite, so now I'm currently looking for a sexy suit to wear because I want to be hot. I want to be hot.
That's exciting. I mean, NAIDOC Ball was like the black Logies, but there's nothing compared to the actual Logies.
Oh my God.
Where you go?
Girl,
you going to get a Logie this year or what?
I'm not nominated, but you know what? On my vision board for next year, I'm going to be nominated.
There you go.
Yeah, because I look at the nominees and I'm like, whatever that means. It basically means I've done as much work as you, bitch.
Me?
But not you. Not you. Oh my God. As much work as the nominees. Some of these nominees, I'm like, it's because you got a good PR team behind you and you paying for that. So I know how that nomination happened. I know the insides of the industry.
Can I tell you a funny joke?
I would love a joke on a Tuesday morning.
I'm gonna die. So listen up. So met my boyfriend. He's beautiful, kind, very big ally. Love him. And he's like, I was like, when's your birthday? He's like, oh, it's a bit of a shit one. His birthday's Jan 26.
Mm-hmm.
And anyways, I was like, oh, that really fucking sucks. I'm so sorry. And he's like, yeah. He's like, no, very unfortunate date. And I was like, it's fine. The only thing you're colonizing is my pussy.
Oh my God. Brooke blurted.
The disgust that came out of my mouth. When I said it, I was like...
Was he turned on or outraged?
He was just looked at me and was like, the fuck did you just say?
Wow, that's a bold move, girl. You've known this man for T-minus 2 months and you're already like, girl, you call him as a mum.
It was a joke, though. It was
Wow.
like so funny.
I love that.
I just couldn't help it, but it was fucking hilarious.
Oh,
And
I love that.
Just wanted to share a joke with you guys.
Oh, well, you know what? That joke wraps up NAIDOC week perfectly.
Colonise your what?
Yes.
My what?
Do you know what the title of this episode is? Brooke's pussy gets colonised.
If it's totally taken out of context,
Totally.
it fucking could absolutely cancel me, obviously. But it's funny.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm obviously don't take myself too seriously, people, and you shouldn't. But fucking whatever. My boyfriend is an absolute fucking angel. Unfortunate, his birthday is on Jan 26.
Yeah. We won't hold it against him.
We won't hold it against him.
No.
He can't help when he was born.
Yeah, that's right. 100%.
I blame his mother. No.
I blame his mother. Oh, my life. You're on fire today, girl. That was great. She's hitting the nail on the head.
Oh, fuck no.
Oh, well, speaking about not taking ourselves too seriously, I was at this quite serious event on the weekend and I was working and I was thinking to myself, I really wanted to get a photo with Albo, right? So I was hosting the event. I introduced him. I did a quick Q&A with him on stage. It was super cool. I can't believe that, I was hosting this event, got to, do a Q&A with the Prime Minister, introduce the Premier, have some banter with the Premier about not going for the Rabbitohs, even though I've jumped the fence and I'm officially a Bunny supporter from today. So, Bulldogs, I'm sorry. I know you listen to the podcast. But look, not taking ourselves too seriously, I was like, okay, I really wanted to get a photo with Albo. I really appreciate the work he's doing for the community. So when he had finished his speech and he was walking off and I was walking on to say thank you, I said, Albo, can we do a selfie with everyone here? And he said, absolutely. And so I literally took a selfie with him and there was 10,000 people at this event. It was a massive, massive crowd. And it was so cool to be able to, represent mob at the start of NAIDOC week, on that sort of big level.
On that level,
yeah. It was a big sort of bucket list moment for me because I'm really respectful of where the government is heading in terms of the voice, and I'm also mindful of having to stay quite. Well, I'm not going to stay quiet. I'm not going to stay quiet.
Sort of apolitical, a bit neutral in that sense.
Yeah, a bit neutral because I'm in the media and as a public figure, you sort of do have to stay a little bit neutral. But I know where I stand and I appreciate what the government is doing. And anyway, I had such a great time. I thought that I'd be so nervous, on that stage in front of all those people and interviewing the Prime Minister. And I wasn't. It was the most chilled I've ever felt on stage at an event ever.
That's growth, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can I also, do you remember when we wanted Albo to be one of our first guests on the podcast?
Yes.
Did you ask him?
I didn't. I didn't. But now, by the time I walked off stage, the Premier, Chris Minns, had followed me on Instagram. And so he started following me even before the event was over and I was like, oh, he must be putting up a photo. He must be tagging us together or something on stage. There was no photo to come after it. It was just he followed me. And I was like, how great.
That's Albo now. Sorry. Hang on. I'm just going to reply back to him.
Oh, what did he say? What did he say? Did he talk about me?
Yeah, he called you a dumb dog.
Oh, don't. Albo calls Matty Mills a dumb dog. You know what? He's spot on there. But
Albo says, hey, mate.
Hey, mate, vote yes.
Mate with M8. So funny.
No. But one of the things I wanted to bring up about the event, other than that, was that Kobe D, who is an incredible First Nations rapper, and he's a Gomeroi man. I'm actually wearing his shirt today, Gomeroi Nation Tour. I'm repping him today because he really filled my heart with like blackfella pride seeing him perform, and
He's good.
He's so
He's
good
real
live.
good.
His lyrics are amazing. He's such like a staunch, strong storyteller and very emotive with his songs. But to see his impact on the young people, there were kids between the age of 4 and like 15, all like singing along to his lyrics, and at the end he like had them all come on stage, and then when he had finished his set he stayed back for like half an hour signing everyone's shirts. Like, he's a massive superstar in our community, and especially to the young people, and I think that it comes down to the fact that he's so open and honest about his journey. Like, he had substance abuse, drug addiction, he went to rehab, turned his whole life around, became a dad, and is now like this reformed, beautiful soul and inspiration for our community. I'm just like biggest fan to him, and we have to have him on.
We do.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many people we need to have on, honestly, because people don't realise the impact that our mob are actually having on the ground. Like,
Yeah.
it's life-changing, and I think we just are so inspired by that, and I think we want to have, like just a couple of weeks ago we had Isaac, and like he just won the summit, and like
Yes.
look at the stuff he's doing now, and he's back on, it's good to see him like in the community, and like Kobe D, I've always been a huge fan of, and some other obviously rappers like Barker.
Yes.
And, like, their music is movement for
Yes.
me. Like, it moves, and it creates so much a ripple effect and a change for our young mob to feel like their lives are being expressed in in music and song, and that's why we're so we like. A part of our culture is music and dance, and like to be able to showcase that, and then have like, some political part of it as well, some like great messaging, is. Yeah, I mean, we're bloody talented.
Yes.
Black talent. We should have him on. Well, you use DMs, I'm sure.
Yes.
In your DMs,
Gomeroi man. We basically family. But
truly.
he's going back to my hometown this week actually to perform for NAIDOC week. So
Nice.
the mob back home will get a treat with Kobe D. But can I just ask, like, how was the trip to Far North Queensland? Because that looked amazing.
Honestly, it was such a nice, quick trip. I mean, I needed to get out of Melbourne and get some sun, and I feel like I'm so much better for it. But I feel like
50 Shades Darker.
Literally.
I was like, are the lights on? You're like, yeah, full throttle
Full
brightness.
wall, but it was nice. It was beautiful. I mean, I went with Jared, who's my best friend, and it was nice catching up with him. It was just, we was absolutely spoiled. I mean, Far North Queensland has some hidden gems that we just don't realise that is in our own backyard, and I feel like having the longest, or like the longest living rainforest just at
Is that the Daintree?
our front door. Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that insane to think?
Did you see a cassowary?
We did, yes.
They're scary.
I know. I saw a bush pig, a bush turkey.
Pauline
saw
Hanson.
turtles. True as God.
We're gonna get cancelled, girl.
Fuck her.
Oh.
What's my connection with the land?
Yeah, that bush pig running along that rainforest there. There she goes.
She annoys me. Sorry, she fucking annoys me
Yeah.
because it's like she's delusional. She's delusional.
Yeah.
She does my head in. Sorry, she does my head in. She's
You've got
delusional.
your what did she say? You've got your dream time and your cave paintings. Like,
Racist! How can you say that?
yeah.
She annoys me so much that the shit that comes out of her mouth, I'm like, do you understand what is coming out of your mouth right now?
Yeah.
Like, so I recently come across, sorry to change the subject, but
That's okay.
she does my head in, but I'm just going to have a quick little rant and then I'll go back to the Daintree. I recently come across the Bolt report and I was disgusted at the level that these people talk about Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, like openly, and people watch this, and this is going to mainstream television. I was like, who is funding this?
Yeah.
Like, seriously, I was disgusted. I was outraged. I was like fuming, and this was in Cairns. I don't know how I clicked onto it. I was watching late night TV because we got back really late. Actually, I was watching the netball, the fourth quarter. Love that show. Then I flipped it to the fucking Bolt report. Who the fuck funds this program?
Is it on Sky? Of
Yeah.
course it is. Yeah, and you know what's ridiculous about that?
Disgusting.
The Sky News channel is the channel that is selected for Qantas business lounges.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Outraged.
Yeah.
Makes me so annoyed because there's actually these people that watch this.
Mm.
There's people that actually switch this on and agree with everything that these people
Racial
are saying.
propaganda, yeah. 100%. And it's funny you say who's funding it. Did you know that Pauline Hanson had to create a side hustle because she basically had no money to continue with her racial discrimination politics? Literally, she's now selling sweaters.
So, okay, so someone can get, like, some brands or people can get cancelled for, like, a split second, right?
Mm.
But she continues to say this shit and she's not cancelled.
Yeah, because she has the redneck corner, you know? The people who are as racist as her, they're sitting at home clicking on her videos and sharing them. She knows her audience and she plays them so well. Like, she knows exactly what she's doing. And a lot of the time, I think that it's all about sort of popularity for her, you know? Some of the stuff I don't even think she probably believes. She knows she's got an audience for it. Like
I actually physically want to interview her. Like, I want to be sitting in front of her and actually, like, look at her straight in the face and say to look me in the eye and say to her,
yeah.
Do you know what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like, do you understand what you're saying? Like, things that come out of your mouth, you're saying to me as an Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander person. Do you understand? Do these connect? Like, are you fully delusional that you think that this is okay? Like, this is, the things that you're saying are completely and utterly inhumane. Like, they're so beyond, like, ridiculous. Like, she just infuriates me because she's like, and then the media jump on it, they share it, they exploit it. Like, it's just ridiculous. Anyways, I didn't mean for this to be a Pauline Hanson rant, but she done my head in this morning. So
Well, look,
over her.
I appreciate your rant because I felt like I got something off my chest as well. But
Fabulous.
yeah, also if you want to laugh
Rant
around,
over.
if you want to laugh around Pauline Hanson, Isaac Compton's skits towards her are so funny. Like, they are hilarious.
The white noise one got me.
Yes.
Anyways.
Siri, play white noise, and then it's like, you've got your cave paintings and your.
You're taking the piss, Pauline.
Yep.
Oh,
Anyway,
my God.
let's leave her behind and go back to the Daintree. The Daintree
The
forest.
Daintree was beautiful. Yeah, the Daintree was stunning, gorgeous. Obviously, it's just the tour that we did was actually just so full of such beautiful, knowledgeable information that I just couldn't absorb every single thing that was said. The trees, just everything. I mean, like, you look around and you're like, everything is just beautiful. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
I've
there's
never been.
waterfalls, there's trees hugging trees, literally.
Wow. That's beautiful.
So nice. Yeah. Anyways, it's nice to be back home in cold Melbourne.
I bet. Oh. Well, I think that's all we have time for today. But happy NAIDOC week for you, to you, Mob, at home. We hope
Except for
that,
Pauline Hanson.
Yeah, except for Pauline Hanson. But we hope that you enjoy NAIDOC week. Make sure you get out. If you're not a blackfella, get out there into the community. Learn something. You know, go to one of the events that's in your local community. But if you want to learn something as well, listen to our podcast that we've done in the past.
Yeah.
There's so much
it's
content.
NAIDOC, not NAIDOC.
Yes.
Anyways, if you love us, leave us a 5-star rating and a little review, or wish us happy NAIDOC week.
Yes.
If you want to tell us something, follow us on socials and slide into the old DMs. My handle is Brooke.Blurton and Matty's is at It's Matty Mills.
And you can follow the Nova Podcast Action over at Nova Podcast Official. Happy NAIDOC, you mob. Bye.
Bye.